that still face the Mill Creek. When I say still, at one time, and I'm not an expert on all the history of the Mill Creek, I believe it might have been 93, that American Rivers declared the Mill Creek the #1 worst inner city river, stream, creek in the United States. So they just put this label on it. Not to say that it necessarily was, but you know how some things go, you just kind of want to just put something. And maybe it's possible that people were advocating for the creek, wanted that to happen. Because when that happens, there's a better chance that something good can get done about it. But these are some of the issues that the Mill Creek still faces today. Combined sewers is a huge, huge issue because what it's saying is our toilet flushes are mixed in with our stormwater runoff. It's supposed to only happen at higher water events, but when you get years like this year and last year, you got multiple events. So it's just like flushing your toilet and having to go straight into the creek. I mean, it's pretty bad. Automobile runoff is all the little micro bits of tire, it's every little bit of oil leak, transmission fluid, power steering, anything that's coming off of vehicles and landing on parking lots or roads, and it doesn't have to rush straight into the Mill Creek. It can be miles away as long as it's in the watershed, because it's going to go into the stormwater drains, and it all ends up here eventually. A lot I could talk about that particular thing. Industrial site runoff. And there's several of them along the Mill Creek, and that's where you've got scrap, crap, whatever way you want to call it, yards of bad material just piled up, and the rain just washes all through it, goes right into the Mill Creek. Or, once again, it could be miles off the stream, and so you got a business that has unprotected material out on their lot that gets rinsed, and that water winds up in the Mill Creek. Another big issue. Litter, obviously an issue. Direct discharge, and the thing that concerns me the most about direct discharge, you've got a lot of people monitoring the water in the Mill Creek. So if something spikes, flags go off, you can catch somebody maybe doing something illegal. The part that really bothers me is that there's so much dumping of liquids into the streams and rivers and creeks, the Ohio River, that's legal, it's permitted. And the government puts out these permits and says, we will allow you to do this, or we'll allow you to discharge this, you know, and I don't know all the details of it, but I've been reading up on it in a broad scope. There's a whole lot more going into our waterways than we realize. We thought it was now illegal to dump in the rivers. That's not true at all. There are permits that allow far more than any one of us would find acceptable if you took the time to read up on it. The sixth one is at the focus of the talk tonight, and that's invasive plants. So there's the combined sewer. They're showing you that anything on the road winds up down the drain, gets there. That's the kind of yard I'm talking about. There's 2 or 3 of these at least just in this 8-mile stretch that I'm talking about starting with. And most of them you can't see, so there's probably a whole lot more that I don't even know about because you don't have access to them. Litter, you know, you throw it down miles away, it goes down that stormwater pipe drain, and it winds up in there. But it's not our problem, because next time it rains, it's going to go downstream, right? That's how I ran into that a lot with them, and that's, you know, that discharge, you don't know what's in that. And there's the invasive plants. Now, the irony here is, you look at the first 5 and they all look ugly and terrible, and now Ken's showing you something that looks really lush and pretty and beautiful. It's wonderful. It's lush, it's green, it's great. That looks like habitat. That's wildlife habitat. This picture here was taken from the Glendale. The first one just before was one of the Reading, the town of Reading bridges. This is Glendale, Milford, right up here where I work, with Norwood Hardware. But what you're looking at here was taken the first week of December. And that's the magic window for raising awareness about how catastrophic honeysuckle is. Because that's when all the rest of the trees have lost all their leaves, and there's only 2 deciduous plants, generally speaking, that still have their leaves. The irony is, If it's green, it's a Muir honeysuckle. If it's yellow or red, it's cattle repair. Okay? So you can see there, this is starting to give you a little bit of a glimpse of how bad this problem is. Everything you see green there is a Muir honeysuckle. And it's replacing everything else. The ground beneath it in many, many, many areas, especially all along the Mill Creek, is bare. And part of the reason, there's probably multiple reasons. Two of the reasons the ground is bare is one, now I'm starting to read articles that we're beginning to develop a major problem with invasive earthworms, ones that have been brought in for the fishing industry and things like that. And so there's more species of worms outcompeting native worms, and they're consuming the leaf litter at faster rates than would normally occur. So that leaf litter that used to build up our forests is being diminished by the time the spring flowers bloom. The other reason, though, the Muir honeysuckle is so good at shading out, creating a shading canopy, it shades its own self. And so there's only this thin layer of leaves on the top. Below it, there's nothing. If you look at a tree, it's spreading branches and, there's a lot of leaves all over. But when you get in these places, which are all over the place, where the honeysuckle grows dense like that, there's nothing, that hasn't been pruned back. That's how it's growing. And so all of a sudden, that first picture of lush and green, when you lift up the lid and look under the blanket, or under the carpet, whatever, it's pretty ugly.